Question number 3 we've got that came in prior to today was, do you think there will be an increase in the uptake of smart technologies in workplaces? So kind of what we've just been talking about, right? But
that's a big yes. So during the pandemic, so the last 1.5 years plus, the ability for sensors and the ability for technology to be able to monitor occupancy has obviously been reduced because people aren't coming into the office, so there isn't much to monitor. But the use of technology in operations and the FM side has become super, super big, making sure it's, the sanitization is clear, making sure the spaces are run and monitored properly. If you're not in the office, how can we reduce the amount of energy spent on a frankly closed down, darkened space? But as people have started coming back in, these sensors and products like your own are able to give a unified dashboard, which most real estate focused consultants really, really want at this stage. So definitely yes.
Yeah, it's an interesting one. We're a software business, but the hardware connectivity now that's coming out to pull data out of buildings is it's not if you build it they will come. The people are asking for more and more data, as you said earlier, to pull out to actually make informed decisions now.
Yep.
So I don't see that stopping. I do see that accelerating by quite a lot over the next few years. When you've got people like Cisco, with Cisco DNA Spaces trying to get into this space, pardon the pun, it's it's going to be big, right? When someone like Cisco's throwing their hat in the ring now and they're saying, right, we want part of this, from a company that was routing and switching and wireless and networks, and I've worked with them for over 20 years, when they're getting into the space, it's going to be big.
Oh, absolutely. And so Intel's got Tririga, which is like really key for us as space planning and as strategy. But also, if you look at how the server stuff, how on-prem is going to the cloud in terms of at enterprise levels, that itself is going to not only make you more mobile, which means you need to be able to track how your people are performing. Of course, you can't. There's Big Brother watching, so you can't chip people. You can at least manage your spaces very intelligently. Michael, one point you made on this, which was that when IBM or Cisco are getting into space, it's going to be serious. I think it's the plethora of options that people have, like you said, to make it as smart as you want. Is super, super helpful. I think this is the stage where a marketplace full is better than a marketplace empty.
Yes, I agree. And then that can have an adverse effect though as well, because there are too many choices to make. People don't make a choice, right? So you can lead a horse to water, as the saying goes. But hopefully, I mean, the good thing is there will be enough information out there for people to make the right decisions. But when you've got someone like you on the other side of the fence for a customer, helping them make their decisions, that helps them make informed decisions as well, right? So they're not coming to it, on a blank sheet of paper. I had a call with a brand new customer earlier, and they've got a project that they've just given us, and they said the only project manager we've got has never been in smart buildings and prop tech before. Can we get her to spend a few hours with you so she can start to understand what she's about to project manage? So there's a lot of learning to be done as well still, because, as you and I were talking before the call started, I've been in this space for 5 years now, 5.5 years, but back then it was in its infancy, right? And I never knew anything. I come from a data center and engineering background, but now there's so much out there. It's where do you start and what do you start to look at from a technology perspective? That there needs to be a lot more education, I think, to help people, and people like yourself will do that, but you can't be everywhere, right? So
absolutely,
something has to be out there to try and help educate people.
I think that it's not just the fact that 1 or 2 consultants or 10 consultants know what they're doing. There is a lot of learning to be done in the consulting side first, as you said correctly, because otherwise what we're doing, we're sitting on opportunity to create a smart, as the report says, portfolio for a client, and we are not across what solutions are good or well funded and going to stick with you for the next 10 years. So indeed, there is a lot of learning to be had, frankly, Michael, for all of us in the real estate side on the smart things.
I agree. It's something that I've been talking about and throwing around for quite a while about what do we do about educating people. So we are thinking, or I am thinking about starting something to do with education of people. And the call I had earlier kind of almost sealed the idea is like, you know, I do need to do this for people who are just stepping into this and not knowing what's going on. So maybe
I was thinking I was going to have to do a prop tech ramble and get you on there and educate.
Awesome. Maybe I'll start a digital boot camp or something.